Hello, hello, hello. You're now tuned in to another episode of a Melanated Hypothesis podcast where we are retraining our brains while becoming who we're destined to be. I'm your host, ToriV, the compassion coach. And I've been thinking, so let's get into it. Whoop, whoop. So, how are you? How are you? How are you? I have really been thinking about identity shifts. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, because if you have listened to the previous podcast episode where I disclosed my personal, I won't say pattern, but if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes, my phases. Okay, so I was the catfish. So you gotta tune in to, I think that's episode 32 or 33. I was the catfish. And then I was the down chick. Okay, I was the down chick. And so all of these root causes is I didn't know my self-worth. So I kept forming or picking or getting in phases of life where I didn't know my self-worth. So during the down chick phase, I was super there. I thought I was working on myself. I had been in my intentional healing journey, but then I realized in hindsight that I was doing a lot of things in this relationship, you know, um, giving too much of myself, somewhat losing myself, catering too much, enabling, right? And then we don't think about when we're enabling, when somebody lives with you, they don't do anything, they not trying to do anything, but they got a lot of demands on you. That 9 times out of 10 is human trafficking, but we don't look at the definition of things. If you're being coerced, if you're being coerced, hey man, excuse me, y'all. But if you're being coerced into doing something, into being in a relationship, into giving your time, your effort, your money, your body, and that's not what you signed up for, you did not sign up to do that. You're living a struggle life and you didn't sign up to, but you're doing it out of the sense of love or because somebody is gaslighting you. That is human trafficking. It's the coercion for me. It's the coercion for the law as well. But we don't know the law. We don't know the law like we think we know the law. So we look at these things and we think, oh, this guy just played us, or oh, I'm just playing this girl. And in reality, that's these are completely different times. But then you have some guys who do know. I heard something. Then you have some guys that do know. They know what that pimp is. They know what it means, what it really means to groom a woman and to take the mentality and something that's so fragile and to twist it into what they want, manipulating it. And then some don't. Some just follow who did know. And so they're doing the same acts, but they don't really know. They've taken on that identity though as a pimp, or they are acting as a pimp and they haven't taken on the identity yet. I'm talking about that in 1 second. What are you doing? Come here. I really don't know, guys, but I have no idea. He's just sniffing and barking, just sniffing and barking. But anyway, I hope you guys can hear me. Like, let me know if you can hear me, please, because we're never doing this over here. But we outside, and there's a lot of noises out here with us. Ace man, come here. We don't do no editing. But anyway, so I'm just thinking about a lot of these things that we don't really think about definition, and we assume all of these identities. Somebody told me I was fat, they told me I was ugly, they told me I was gonna be dead or in jail, they told me all of these things. Ace, Ace, come here, AC. They told me all of these things. Okay, I'm sorry if that's messing you up. It's messing me up too, honey. They told me all of these things about my identity, who I was, who I wasn't supposed to be, what class I had to stay in life. And it didn't feel right to me. It felt like, because I always felt like if I just have enough information, I can do something with it. It's not that I don't have the drive. I don't have the information. I don't know what to do next. I didn't have any clarity, right? So my identity was always someone else's because I didn't know what it was I wanted or what was possible for me. So exposure, part of having that identity shift for me was exposure, seeing other things out there that I could do, that I could be. Like right now, I'm house sitting. I don't know nobody do that house sitting. You be at somebody else's house and they pay for it. Like what you doing again? Like just watching a dog? Like I'm confused. You can do that? Just sign me up, right? But this is my business that I've been doing for some years now, all over the states, all up and down the East Coast, really. Like, but that exposure, right? I never knew that. But now that I'm doing this on, like, what Craig Uncle say? It was on. Like, Baba. So that's one part of the identity that I want to talk about. Come here. The other thing is, when I was identifying as a catfish, I thought that I was ugly. I thought that people didn't like me. I thought that it was going to be, everybody's going to find me unattractive or weird. And then when I was identifying as the down chick, always wanted to be there. He was so misunderstood. He didn't know what was going on. I'm just thinking all these things for him, and I'm assuming his role of like down chick slash your mama. Like, no, I don't like that. And so that's when the dynamic started to change because when I personally, my spirit realizes what's going on, it's like, I don't want to do this. But I don't want to do this. I don't want to be your mama. I don't want to tell you everything. Like, this is not romantic. Like, I'm not having fun here. But I love him, auntie. Okay, well, you going to have to love somebody else. Like, it was giving him vibes. It was definitely giving him vibes. And so I had to change my identity. You're supposed to be there for me no matter what, loyalty, all this. What Kendrick say? That's what God for. Loyal, loyal, loyal. I got, like, I don't know. Just, I'm singing two different songs. But either way, let's get caught on it. Anyway, it's no, there's no way that I can give all my energy, my time, and efforts into a situation that it's not reciprocated. Like, I would never sign up for that. But I did when I was assuming somebody else's identity for me. They wanted me to be their trophy wife. I didn't know that. And then I didn't identify as a curvy woman. I go to the South, I'm just a little thick. I'm just a little curvy. In the North, I was getting different vibes, but I also felt like flubber. So I acted like I was out here wobbling. I don't wobble when I walk. Okay, no disrespect to anybody who may wobble. Okay, it may just be the thigh friction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Okay, like, I really don't know. That's none of my business. But I don't particularly wobble, right? You know, I don't necessarily switch, but I'm working on that. But I don't wobble. So I'm somewhere in the middle, right? But I thought I just looked out here. I just was out here looking like, I don't know, Respucia. Like, that's what people, that's what I got. Oh, she looked like Precious. So this is what I'm thinking. I don't see curves on Precious. No disrespect to her, but like it's not hitting like bow. Like, not even a 2 liter bow. Like, you feel me? Because it's 2 liters. But it wasn't giving that for me, right? That's not what I saw. So I didn't think that I was a part of that game. Like, that's like, I'm not. When they talk about with they cute ass, they wasn't talking about me. Then I went to the South and they was like, yeah, they talking about you. Really? Oh, really? Right? And somebody opened the window, gave me some exposure to something that I couldn't see myself. Right? And so that kind of started me on looking at myself differently. Like, okay, wait, actually, you are curvy. Like, when the curves get here, like, you always had that ass. Like, what? Just whatever. All right. Like, okay, yeah, how you doing? Just, and I started looking at myself differently. So I started assuming on a different road. Now I could very well not be curvy, but to really think that I'm curvy because I started to assume that role on. Now I think I'm pretty curvy, but it's also some meat down there. So you know what I'm saying? That stunning road. Okay, out here, like, fully yogi. But anywho, um, because I would go all day. But the biggest thing that I wanted to just talk about was the phases of life. So I took the DIS assessment. I don't know if you were taking the DIS assessment, but I took the DIS assessment, and it said that I was a high D, high I, moderate I, like high, middle I, low SC. Okay, my eyes watering. It's just doing that thing. That's fine, whatever. But high D, dominance, and then I'm thinking me. But I am, like, for my friends, for the people that can actually handle me, I am just direct. Like, what's up? What is it? Like, what's going on? What's the thing? Tell me what you need. And I'm super encouraging. My personality test said that I'm a mediator, A type mediator, which means I'm super compassionate, vulnerable, considerate, but direct again. So it's adding up. But my identity had always been mock, meek, you know. And when I talk to myself, I know that I'm not. It's not that I'm insecure. It was where I was insecure. It was more so I didn't have the confidence. Like I knew that I was the shit. Like I knew that I'm pretty dope. That my mind is my greatest weapon. I just couldn't figure out how to get everybody else to know. And so it took me a while to be like, don't nobody else got it. It don't, you know? Like, you know. As long as you know, that's what matters. Like, everybody else can catch on or not. It does not matter. Like, you have to continue to do the things that's on your path. So that's what I started to do. And so my identity started to shift. Now I'm starting to act more like a leader. Now I'm starting to say the things. And part of me taking that disassessment, it helped me to realize that uh, it just helped me to see myself. I'm always looking for things that help me see myself. Like the picture can't see the frame while it's in it, you know. The label can't, the jar can't read the label while it's on it. However you want to say that. I'm always looking for something that helps me see myself better, you know, because I'm self-aware. I'm trying to be as aware as possible, but I know that there's blind spots, and you need special mirrors, special people to be able to project it without projecting it on you, without projecting all of their stuff that they feel. And like but you need people who can point out the thing, and then you have to be in the right headspace to be like, okay, that right is me. So taking these tests and really understanding what it's saying and being able to loop it together, because I always talk about narcissism. I don't think that I'm a narcissist because of how caring I really am, how much empathy I really do have, but I'm more so no nonsense. I don't like, what's that movie Super Bad with McLovin? Like, I don't like dumb, like, I'm not, what's the word? Wow, it's a word. Superficial. Like, I'm not a superficial person. I don't care about splitting the pole. Okay, it's a broken mirror in my house right now. Like, if it got energy on it, okay, maybe it got an energy. They say it's bad juju. If you say bad luck, I don't care about that, because in my head I believe in God, and that's higher than whatever luck you trying to, you know. It's just the belief that I have, and the belief is so strong in God. Whatever I be thinking, I be saying, it be coming to fruition. Like, and if it don't, I realize that that's for me too. So I don't believe in luck. But anyway, I think about I think about um, making identity shifts in my life, and how many shifts I've made over the years. Like, who I was back then is not who I am today. So there, in no way, shape, or form can I be upset at myself. This is driving me crazy right here. Like, please. No way is my collar. My collar is not, it's like popping or something. I don't know. But no way can I not forgive myself for who I was umpteen years ago. For who I was when I first started dating the guy. I thought that I was good and that I had the intelligence to do better. But I also have this um, curious part of me that can sit back and just observe. And I know when to, like, blend in and be a chameleon, and I know when to, like, speak up. So low key, I do research. I'm studying people. I like behavior. Like I am a behavioral technician. Like I'm analyzing emotional intelligence, analyzing psychology, anthropology. So this is what I do. So I people watch. Essentially, I am watching your ass. Like I'm people watching all day. But I'm analyzing people by their actions and kind of trying to figure out how they think. Because me, socially, sometimes I can be off. Like I don't know, like I'm happy. I gotta read the room. Y'all not happy? Okay. It was somebody that. Oh, this a funeral. Oh, I'm sorry. Like what? That is me, honey. Like that's me. That's me. This is what good going there thumping. Just what y'all doing? Like auntie passed away. She she auntie. Oh my what? Like that's me, okay? I don't know. I just be doing me. I don't watch the news. Don't know what's going on in Ukraine. I have no idea. Okay, I try to stay away from the capital. All right, it's I be in between. Like sometimes I want to be close to the capital, like cause like surely they gonna protect it. You know they didn't when that riot happened, but you know what I'm saying? Like and then sometimes I'm trying to stay far away because like right now I'm in the middle of DC and Quantico. Like to me that's not safe. to to me, like that's a high risk area. I like being in North Carolina. Ain't nothing you want to blow up in North Carolina. Okay, don't nobody care about it. They probably don't even know that's a state. Like just what trying to get out to Kentucky. Just what they doing out at the Derby. Like that's anyway. But this is my brain and I digress. But this is why this is my melanated hypothesis because this is my brain. Okay. But going back to identity shift. So now that I've taken this test and I've really started to see myself, like if it's not that it's telling me who I am, but it's like I do that, or that is me, or wow, I do think like that because you're taking the test. You're supposed to be taking it based on how you actually think. So regardless of if you ever move on your thoughts, what do you think? Like, what do you be wanting to say? What do you be wanting to do? Right? What you're thinking is what the test is actually testing you on. And the way that I think is dominance. Now, I can sit and be very patient. You don't know that I'm about tired of this shit. Like, you would have no clue. You would have no clue. I can get, I guess it's a feminine energy that radiates because I can be so subtle and so kind. And I could not care, bro. Like, I could not care. Like, but not in a sense of I don't care from my heart, just in a sense of like little issue, like answering emails. I don't care. I don't know. I know there's money in my emails. Like, I got invoices I don't send. And it's like, the solution is setting up my system so I don't have to worry about the little things. But I know internally, I just don't care. Like it's just not even on my radar. Like I'm thinking about a big idea. Like the little steps, I call it 12 steps. Every idea is like a flight of steps. You got 12 steps. But we thinking about what we need to do and then how we're gonna get this money by tomorrow. We're not thinking about what you gotta do in between that, right? And so that helps me slow myself down on any process, right? When I'm becoming something, I can slow down and be like, okay, 12 steps. All right, I got to do this thing. I got to upload this. I got to do this. I got to check these emails. I got to send out this. I got to, whatever it is, the little steps that I don't want to do, I don't be caring, right? But I will do it because it's part of the process. But I will sit there and listen because it's part of the process. Or I'll sit there and whatever, but I prefer to move in efficiency. But then the identity shift of me feeling like me moving out of being a victim. At first I was a victim and I had rights, but that don't matter. Like anything that happened yesterday doesn't matter. So having to learn how to let what happened yesterday go and create a new identity every day. Or keep reminding myself of an identity that I'm building for tomorrow. But never holding on to what happened. Like even today, we're gonna wipe this off at the end of the day. And then tomorrow we're gonna be even better. Right? So it's always ever growing identity. And processing and working on self and working on personal development is how you get the biggest picture of the identity. Now you could think, oh, I'm supposed to be, I'm the team lead. Now I'm supposed to be the store assistant. Like and that could be the identity that you want to assume next, and that's fine. But always being able to widen that picture. Okay, I'm the assistant. Could I be the store manager? Okay, I'm store. Could I be district? Okay, I'm district. Could I, you know what I'm saying? Like regional, what's good? Like, could I? Why couldn't I? Like, who can stop me? Right? Oh, they not gonna let me be the district of their stores. Well, which one of these companies? Because now I got a lot of experience, right? And so we turn it into coaches, not crutches. So we're not gonna lean on it, the victim mentality. We're gonna focus on what we need to do to get to that next level. Okay? Because give me a year, bro. I'll be looking for a district manager. Like you keep doing your thought thizzle, okay? Get up the ladder, get up. Even if it's not with your company, that is your experience forever. They can never take what's in your mind. So when you're going through training, when I'm going through training, I'm always paying attention because I can create another system based off of what I learned that makes what I learned a little bit easier. But I need to learn exactly what they're trying to teach me first. I don't need to shortcut it. I need to learn everything, and then I can create a system that makes it smoother for the next people that's coming on the journey. And if we're always thinking in service, we're always thinking about how we can reach back and help somebody else. Whether we want the accolades for that or not, you don't always need recognition. Like even if I'm gonna be the OG on the job, I'm gonna tell you the right way to do it, and then I'm gonna tell you how I do it, right? But my way is not gonna be breaking the rules. It's gonna be finding loopholes in the system that make it work for me, right? Okay, my eye really. It's just this one eye because the wind is blowing right and the feet in my face. I digress for a minute because when I had visions of starting a podcast, I always had visions of just sitting in a swivel chair and just kind of like talking and just swiveling and just looking at the sky, closing my eyes because I'm visual, so I see my words. So when I'm on camera and I'm talking and I'm trying to get the thoughts together and everything, and I roll my eyes up or I get to looking around like Stevie Wonder, I'm just trying to get the words to come up. It's like the ball when you shake it, you gotta wait a minute for the words to come up. It's like that in my head. But professionally, you want to be looking at the camera and eye contact with the person and all the things, right? And these are social skills that you're supposed to learn. Well, I learned them or I'm familiar with them. Like, how many people know how to crack a boiled egg? Like this video, you genuinely know how to crack a boiled egg and it be smooth. Some people don't know how to crack a boiled egg and it be smooth. You can't make double eggs out of it. Like if you was gonna make egg salad, like it'll work for that. But to have the full egg perfectly cracked, some people can't do that, right? Because some people do it dry. They don't rinse any water, crack it, squeeze it, rinse water, and let the egg come off. Some people do it completely different. And when I was little, I didn't know how to crack an egg, and my mom just assumed like, "What you mean? Like, nah, ain't nobody teach me that." Like me on my revel, we was looking like, I you taught you? Okay, now ain't nobody won't know how to do it. Like, and she was just like, really, like this, like we young kids, okay? But no, we didn't know how to do it. Something so simple. And so sometimes we're familiar with stuff. Like we knew how to make double eggs, but anybody sat there and cracked the eggs before? Like I don't know what that was. I don't know, right? And we both teenagers at this time. Like I mean, no, we never did that. But like when I would, when I'm spinning in the chair and I'm just focused on the thing that I'm thinking about, it comes up so much clearer. And so sometimes I just want to do that. And if I can just do that, that would be great. I do want this to be high level healing conversations, right? I want these to be conscious conversations that get you thinking, right? and moving and executing. That's the other thing, like executing. Because I be thinking all day, but am I executing? Am I executing on the thought? So I want to get you thinking and executing. But sometimes I just want to be able to freely give you this tea, if I will, right? And other times, like if there's people here on screen with me, like, yeah, I'm gonna sit up, right? Let's try to knock it out. And, you know, and then of course, this is something, being social in this way is new for me. So it's a thing that I'm familiar with, but I have to keep practicing so that I can stay focused on the camera, so that I can, have time to have my thoughts come up and be like, okay, and it's like reading a green screen, but the thing is slow in there. Like, just this process to hit it on the side. Like, I don't, that's my, that is my brain sometimes. Sometimes I tell people, like, oh, I'm autistic. And because it makes it easier, because people it's like low key, people will write you off. You're autistic. Oh, okay. But it's like autistically, it's a spectrum. So intellectual disability, sometimes you can't see it. And for me, I know that a lot of times it may come from, sometimes it may come from intellectual disability, may come from too much stress, too much trauma. And I've had these things. And so while I'm still functioning, I'm very introspective. I'm always in my head, which means I could talk to me, right? I could talk to my friends, but then when I get around other people, it gets a little awkward. Just a little bit. But the more confidence comes out, and confidence comes with practice, which you're doing it better, the more it starts to come out. So I don't necessarily assume the identity of having autism, but I do know that me studying autism, I am a behavior technician. I'm getting registered this week, so I'll be a registered behavior technician and registered emotional intelligence teacher. So I will be able to, I mean, I'm just always able to connect more than one piece of the puzzle by learning a multitude of things around behavior and emotions. So it just makes sense to me in a different way, but I still see myself like, oh, you do a lot of these things. Now I'm not going to assume that identity, because then it's almost like I write myself off, like, you can't fix that. That's just how the way you are. No, like I can build routines. Routines are nothing but systems for ourselves. So I can rebuild in routines for myself that help me become more social. And not that I'm not social, I really like people. I just got an hour and 59-minute hold or something, deadline. I don't know. Like after an hour and 59 minutes, I need to re-up. I need to get up out of here. Like, and I'm gonna hit y'all up. Like, just, what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna just disappear to the bathroom for like 20 minutes and I'll be back and I'll be all right. But like, I can make it through to the end, but I might get quiet. Like at first I was the life of the party. Ah, ah. And then out of 59 minutes, yeah, she's right in the bathroom. And then I come back and I'm chilling on the side, just all right, yeah. Hi baby. So it's partially about knowing myself, so I know what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, what I need to look out for, what kind of dynamic do I need to go to the party with, what kind of people do I need to have on my team. I'm going to need people that are the S and the C of the DISC assessment. That ain't me. Okay, I got ideas for days. Ideas for days. Ideas for days. Ideas for days. But I need somebody to help me. Um, what? I need to have somebody help me integrate them sometimes. Sometimes I'm really good at integrating them. I'm actually really good at integrating other people's ideas. When it comes to my ideas, it's like, whoa, I ain't never heard about this. Right? But I'm a good researcher, so I can figure it out typically. But then it's like, all right, now I know what to do, but I'd rather delegate it because I don't like the minute things. Like I'm not the person that's going to be cleaning up my house all the time, cooking all the time. No, I'm going to hire who likes to do that. Some people niche down. I see big picture. Some people niche down to one picture. I can't necessarily say I'm going to ever be a niche downer. I'm all about healing, personal development, unconditioning our minds. What does that look like? Taking the self-limiting beliefs that we have on ourselves, that we told ourselves. That's it's a massive area that I can't niche that down. And so I have a lot of ideas, right? So that means that I need somebody else who can niche down more. Okay, you do marketing because clearly that's not me. I be trying, and when I sit down and actually slow down and do a little bit, it look all right. But it can get very. It has to be. I make everything into a system, so it's not going to be like really spotting. What's the word? Spontaneous. It's not going to be. No, it's going to be like a system. Straight like it's like right. And so I need somebody else who is more think on your feet, the higher eye, who can engage and bring that life, that spontaneity out. Whereas I can bring some good content out, but it might get boring. So knowing my strengths and my weaknesses, understanding where I am, where I identify. I now identify as the compassion coach. I've been calling myself that for quite some time. I want to be known as America's compassion coach because first you have to have compassion for self. You have to really look in the mirror and love self no matter what you see. Edges done or not, nails done or not, shape up done or not. This is not a shape up. Okay, it's up here. All right. Shape up done or not, mind your business. Shape up done or not. Like you have to be able to see yourself, love exactly where you're at, but still be on the up and up, right? Like once you first go through that first stage of acceptance and then forgiveness, like you're understanding self. You understand, you recognize the self-limiting beliefs in self. You recognize the patterns that you have pulled from other family members, other environments that you are holding on as if that is your identity. And you are not any of this. You are not any of this. You are not still like a tree in that way. You can identify and shape form into anything. You could today say, I am the president, right? And then start moving like somebody who is about to be the president, right? You can decide that you want to be an athlete and start getting up at 3, 4 in the morning and start training every day like an athlete. You can decide that you are a business owner and start moving about and getting your systems in place in order like a business owner, right? You can decide whatever it is that you want at any single moment. So that's the biggest and most important thing about the identity shift that I just want to like bring to the light. And so for me, I decided that I'm the compassion coach. I'm here to help people, one, accept, see, and recognize what they need to have compassion for in self, right? Understanding self, and then you can understand the world. Then you can look at somebody else and be like, oh, they did that because hurt people. It makes sense. They probably went through some type of trauma, and so now they feel like this, and that's a coping mechanism what they just did. But I have enough emotional intelligence in me that I'm not going to react to that dumbass shit. I'm just not finna react to that dumb. Like I'm just not. So I'm good on that, right? But I do have compassion, and I understand, and I can look at you like blink, blink, blink. You done? You finished? Are we finished or are we through? Like that's April Mason said that. Are we finished or are we through? And I can look at you like that because now I'm in my feminine energy. I'm a wise one, right? I'm moving about in a certain way where I feel the intuitiveness of it all, but I also see the logic of it all. And so I can connect a traumatized person's actions, a traumatized person from a child. Like you can be having a grand old time as an adult, but from a child, somebody told you so many things. The identity that you hold as an adult is holding you back. I can have compassion for that. Am I going to tolerate that in my circle? No, because I want efficiency, because I want to reach the new system in my life. Goals are just systems. You write down the goal, that's the top step of the flight, and then you write your 12 steps out. And so your steps, you have to make systems to put that in place, whatever that looks like for that goal. and you consistently do those 12 things, it can not, it doesn't have to be 12, but you consistently do those steps over and over, and then you reach the goal. That's how it works. So if I don't reach the goal, I look at myself and I say, where weren't you consistent? Well, what's going on with the system? Well, how can we fix the system? Because it's a system. Everything is about a system. When you get stressed, do you eat? Do you go find something to get under? Do you smoke? What do you do when you get stressed? What is the system that you have set in place when you are stressed? Right? And so I have to know that about myself. And then I have to say, well, what do you want? Who is the person that you're becoming? Oh, when they get stressed, they go work out. Oh, well, it's nothing. What we doing? Like, I'm ready to go at any moment. I got my shoes on. Like, what we doing? What are we doing? So I'm always ready. If you get stressed, I got stressed the other day. I accidentally bought a Reese. Was in the car like bit that joint and was like, wait a minute, like fell into a habit. But then I went into the accountability group because we got Legacy Leap. So now Legacy Leap is leaders evolving awareness and prospering. But the E of that, I've been thinking a lot about the E, and I feel like legacy leaders evolving is beautiful, and we all need to evolve. But legacy leaders executing, I feel like I want to change the name on that because we are actually executing. We are posting pictures. Today was weigh-in day, so if you on a journey of fitness, you weighed in today. You posted that picture. If you said that you were working out 3 times a week, we need 3 pictures in there on the week of you working out. I want completed. I want to see the sweat coming down. Like, I don't want to see no dry pictures of you working out. What's that? What you working? Is your heart up? I didn't see it. Okay. So actually being able to have a community where we're like, hey, what's going on? You good? And we're not just talking about that because we're legacy leaders, right? So we're trying to build generational wealth for our family. We want to know about the systems to put in place in our businesses. We want to know businesses to start, right? We want to know what you did in your path, actual real tips, so that we can do the same thing, so that we can tweak that even for ourselves. We want to learn our soft skills, to be able to connect, because maybe we have been conditioned and we have been traumatized, and now we're just realizing, hey, it's time to heal. Well, that traumatized person is still in there, and we have to put them in the back seat. So we need a place where we can actually be ourselves, be quirky. I'm the quirky queen. That's my email. I don't know if you've ever emailed me, but email me, the quirky queen. It's TQQ at amelinatedhypothesis.com, but it means the quirky queen. So if I'm just out here being quirky and, you know, giving everybody nicknames, hugging on people, and hey, how you doing? And just lively energy while I got it could kind of rub somebody the wrong way. But I sometimes don't know the social cues of like, what's too much? Am I too trusting too soon? Right? And that's something that you see in kids or people who have been deemed autistic sometimes, right? But it's also connected to trauma. So it doesn't always have to be a autistic thing. But I see all of this, right? And so I want to create a community where all types of people can come in, because if we all look regular, we feel regular, but internally we have a loop going on that's telling us we can't do something. We shouldn't be doing something. You feel me? Somebody started playing music. That's it. That's our cue to bounce. But you can't keep having somebody tell you stuff over and over and over, and then not sit in you, and you not walk through life with that. And then you finally say that you're going to show up for yourself, but you keep hearing the things that other people said that you couldn't do and shouldn't do. The way to truly to fix that is to be in community, is to go to counseling, is to use some of the healthy coping skills that we have in Legacy Leap. We have a list of them. They're also in my book. Ha! If you haven't gotten a copy of my book, you're not crazy. I need you to tap in. It's out for pre-order, coming out June 3rd. So I'm excited about that because I want to actually help you recognize those self-limiting beliefs and the things that are stopping you. You might not even recognize it. And so that may keep you in a loop because you don't even recognize what the problem is. The biggest thing that I see a lot of times stopping us from making the identity shift into who we are supposed to be, into actually doing those things and building up our character, is not feeling worthy, not feeling like we're enough of the thing that we want. Like, yeah, we all want to be rich. We want, that's our house on cribs. That's what I'm gonna have that in my house. We all said that, but are we really feeling worthy and executing on the things needed to get that? Like, people can say, hey, I want to be a millionaire, but are you willing to do millionaire stuff? Like, are you willing to do millionaire stuff? Right? Because it's a process. Are you willing to trust that process? Are you willing to trust in yourself? These are things that you got to think about. And once you come to the conclusion that you are worthy, because you are, join us in the community. And let's become who we're destined to be together. Until then, make sure you do some healing today. Peace and healing, y'all. I am out.